around a copy of Into the Mystic, just because it is a memoir, but also it includes some biographical material about Olga Park, who was lived in Port Moody during her latter years when I knew her. And I'll tell you more about her, but there are a number of photos of her in here, of me with her, of her art, and I just think it kind of brings it to life to just leaf through and look at some of the photographs. So I'll just pass that around, and then somebody can bring it back at the end of the session. So, and I want to thank Poetry New West and Candace and all the organizers who've helped put this together and who do such a superlative job of supporting the arts here in the City of the Arts, New Westminster, where I taught at Douglas College for 23 years.
Oh, wow.
So, and I have a 98-year-old friend I visit regularly here, so,
wow.
And quite a few friends here. So I still feel really connected to the city. Anana Press, I just want to say they are a feminist press out of Toronto, associated with York University, and they do Canadian Women's Studies magazine as well. I've contributed to that magazine for many years, and then they accepted my Olga book, and now I have to say they're just wonderful to work with. Luciana there is the best editor, publisher I've ever had in terms of marketing, distribution, attention to the authors, and the kind of work they do. And I'm happy to announce that they have agreed to publish my selected poems in 2017, the fall of 2017, which will be a kind of overview of my selections from all my volumes, many of which are out of print and one of which was published in the States, so not even known in Canada. So I'm really happy about that at this stage in my life, to be looking forward to having a place where I can have one volume with hopefully the best of. But so I'm working on the edits I'll be working on that over the next year. Into the Mystic, I'm going to move on to that. Lovely cover art that I think you might want to take a peek at. And of course the photos inside. So what it is, it tells the story of my relationship with Olga Park, who was born Mary Olga Bracewell, and she was from the Yorkshire Dales of England. And I was just there this summer visiting her birthplace, where she was raised as a girl in Gargrave, which is a very small village. And I ran into, fortuitously, the head of the Gargrave Heritage Society, who did a lot of research for me subsequently, and sent me photos and census records of Olga's family, more history. And the other good thing about Olga is that though she's unknown, I believe she's a great Canadian mystic visionary, and that her legacy will live on. And she left a number of self-published writings, which are now, my husband and I put up on a website for her. If you go into www.olgapark.ca, you'll find all of her unpublished writings, some of which were published, and put into alternative bookstores during her lifetime. But now I've managed to contact the University of Manitoba Library in Winnipeg, and they are going to be archiving her work. So then a prominent feminist, it's an encyclopedia of women religious leaders globally, and they invited me to write a profile of Olga, and that is on their website now. So I'm hopeful that Olga will not be forgotten because of this. But this book is about my story. It's not my whole life. It's about meeting Olga when I was 22 years old. Olga died when I was about 38. My husband and I both became very involved with her as sort of our spiritual mentor, our guru, if you will. And we visited her regularly, and were very influenced by her thought, her stories of her mystical experiences throughout her life, which she mostly kept to herself till her later years, till she was in her late 70s. And then she started to tell them to small people, not groups, but individuals who would come to hear about her. They'd hear word of mouth about her. So I'll read a little bit from the bio sketch, which is written in a more third-person narrative voice. Other parts of the memoir are my story, my memoir of episodes of meeting her, what she was like, and at different stages in her life and mine. And then interspersed throughout the memoir are lots of poems, and I'm going to focus on just the short bio and about 6 poems.